as talkers, we talk about primary health care. It comes back again, as you say, the ethics, the dignity, the discipline, the quality of our leadership, also the quality of our followership too. Because as we keep on accusing leaders, I think the followers too have a lot of that blame. And I think until the followers are ready to make up their mind on the right choice, I think this country will continue to have this lip service. We'll continue to do a lot of talk show. I think as a country, it's time for the followers to take charge and take us in the right choice. And I think that is a message here, that even when we go down to the issue of polio or issue of primary health care, we cannot run away in the issue of quality of leadership and quality of followership. I think that is a very good presentation, and I must present the humorous way which you've presented it. But I think the message has sunk, and I think it's the right time now to listen to our governors. So I'd like to invite the Governor of Ogun State, Senator Bukle Amosun, to take the floor. The time is 7 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, all our professors, my colleagues, for want of time, let me just say I'm going to rest on all the existing protocols that have been established. Well, let me thank Professor Owolabi and Professor Tomori. For me and for us in Ogun State, I think it's been stressed that the most important in all the facets of health sector is the primary health care centers. Indeed, I learned something this morning. All the while we did not know that Dr. Maja Kodumi actually played some role in midwifing the primary health care system in Nigeria. All we knew about him was that, yes, he midwifed the university teaching hospitals, the tertiary bit of the health sector. All the while, of course, it is that one of that selfless leader that have served us, Professor Olukoye Ransom Kuti, who practically, indeed, probably brought this to light, and that is the primary healthcare system. Indeed, I was told that some 30 years ago or thereabout, he was invited to come and commission one of these state-of-the-art hospitals. And he got there and he said he wasn't, that yes, it's okay that he's coming here to commission this, but I would have been happier if the money that was spent there, even if a quarter of it was spent on the primary health care centers. Indeed, if you look at our health sector in Nigeria, you realize that the problem actually emanates from the masses, and that is why the primary health care is the most important. Indeed, it's been argued, and it is true, that they are the arteries that will be feeding, if you like, the secondary and the tertiary institution. If we just spend all our money on tertiary health facilities and probably the secondary health facilities without paying significant attention to the primary healthcare centers, of course, we'll continue to have this negative performance in the area of health sector. So for us in Ogun State, because we realize that the most important arm is the primary health care centers, what we did was to develop two programs that we know that it will help us to attract and encourage our masses to, of course, have advantage in seeking what I call healthcare services. So the first one we did was what we call conditional grant scheme, and that is otherwise known as Gbomoro. Gbomoro in Yoruba means that we want our child to survive. We want them to be healthy. So what do? What we did was to make sure that during pregnancy, all our pregnant women, they will have at least six visits of this prenatal visit, and they will be given 1,000 naira at every visit. Indeed, what we discovered that when we started, you will not believe what 1,000 can do. Indeed, we had more than enough, so much so that we have to now bring down the numbers. So they will come 6 visits. During those 6 visits, all the necessary medical checkup, of course, will be administered. If they need to take any vaccine, any vaccination, of course, they will be given. And during childbirth, when they come for delivery, we'll give them 3,000 plus the one that is very important, we call it Mama Kit. Of course, this, what the babies will need, what the mothers will need, different kits, different drugs will be put in that pack for them. And we have reintroduced these postnatal services. After the childbirth, we will go there again 4 times to visit them, and they will be given 1,000. And wait for it, we buy phones for them because it's about 25,000 per person. So that 25,000, 6,000 for prenatal, 3,000 for during childbirth, 4,000 for postnatal, and we get the health officials to visit them, to administer necessary vaccine, all the things that they'll be checking on the babies, of course, for the first 4 months. And when we buy these phones for them, it is to monitor them. We buy credits for them. We ask them, have you come for your antenatal or postnatal? And with that, we discover that we cannot even cope. So we are now, of course, getting down to the masses. And that proves something to us. We recorded 0 loss of life. Now, all of those that participated in those services, we have not, both child, of course, and mothers, all of them. Indeed, we cannot cope. And we have to place it on record that the GIZ, the German organization, they are with us in Ogun State. They've been very helpful. And of course, the MDG too, we are collaborating with them. The second one we did was what the chairman mentioned that he tried when he was in office. And that is the, we call it community-based health insurance scheme. So what do? We encourage them because we realize that people don't have access to health facilities. And because they don't have the money, you will see them, even 1,000 will give them problems. So we encourage them that the government, by the way, in Ogun State, if you are pregnant women, of course, they will have free access to health facilities. And 0 to 5 years, they are free as well. And our elder statesmen and women, after 70 years old, it is free. But we realize this one, yes, we can be free for those ones. People from 5 years to 69 cannot be free. Now we introduce this community-based health insurance scheme. So what do? The government, the state government, gives 3,000. The local government gives 1,000. Indeed, for us in Ogun State, and I'm sure that they mentioned about this local government, there's a problem. And I'm happy that we are having this conference. I hope it will bring what I call positive fruits. The local government in Ogun State, they cannot even pay their salaries. Every month I have to augment them. So somebody that cannot even pay salaries, how will he be in a position to say he's putting aside 1,000 for community health insurance scheme? So more or less the state government carries the burden. We pay 4,000 and we encourage those people to pay 100, is 10 naira per day, which is 3, if you look at it, it will give you about 300 per month. If you multiply that, it's about, I think, 4,000 or thereabout per year. So we as government, we will contribute 4,000 and they will do the remaining 4,000 per annum. And they will have access to all their health challenges. So with those two, we realize that we are now getting to our grassroots. We are getting to the masses. And we have 236 wards in Ogun State. So in all our wards, what we try to do is to make sure that we have a functional primary health care system with light, with water, because we realize that once that is done, of course, it will take burden off these our secondary and tertiary institutions. We have 9 federal constituencies. So what are we doing? We are building mid-sized, medium-sized hospitals that will now take, of course, whatever they cannot resolve at the primary health care centers, they will take it to those medium-sized ones. The tertiary institutions, I think we have just one now. But that one we know is important, but we realize that it is the primary health care that are more important. And again, I want to place it on record that we are having collaborations from so many of these NGO and international organizations, the Dutch and the US. In fact, I think the same group that the chairman mentioned. And one thing this has done for us, it has reduced immunization, vaccination, either on polio, on HIV, on malaria, because you will discover that willingly they come, because they know that whenever they come, of course, they are waiting to come and collect that money. And whenever they come, they know that, of course, they will have money to go back to their various places. And indeed, people even come even when they don't have any challenges, to make sure that at least they don't miss out of that initiatives. I think there's a lot to be done. All of us, we must own up to that responsibility. There's this deficit, huge deficit, in the way the healthcare delivery system in Nigeria. The NHIS, yes, is there, but I don't think it will solve the challenges, the problem that we presently have in Nigeria. I thank you for listening. Thank you.